pharmacy in West Virginia was victimized by an armed robber, a man by the name of Terry Gillenwater, who's 25 years old. He apparently entered, and you won't believe what happened. Take a look at the video, which I will warn you is a little graphic. So you see the guy, you can't see his gun in that shot, but he is about to come in, and he is about to threaten the pharmacist. Finally, at some point, one of the pharmacists reacts to it, and it's amazing. He pulls out a gun, and he actually shoots the armed robber 3 times. And at one point, the second shot actually hit the muzzle of the robber's gun, basically disabling his ability to shoot back at the pharmacist.
Wow.
The robber attempted to fire back at him. So this is one of the rare stories that ends well, because it could have ended badly. I mean, the robber could have shot the pharmacist and killed him first, but thankfully the pharmacist was able to defend himself. And look, we have done stories in the past about the necessity for some common sense gun control, and obviously there are those that think, no, we shouldn't have any gun control at all. And they will state stories like this, and stories like this happen, they occur. People are able to successfully defend themselves with guns, and he looked like he was an experienced shooter who was able to do that. But also keep in mind that there are studies out there that show that if you have a gun to protect yourself, in a lot of cases, an armed robber or someone who is an imminent threat to you can get a hold of that gun and use it against you. But I'm very happy to see that this is a good story, or I should say it's a story that ended well. And I want to know what you guys think about it. Dave Rubin, make your point.
I think it's a beautiful thing when somebody actually can defend themselves in their own property. Yeah, we could talk about the gun thing forever, and yeah, people get shot accidentally and all kinds of stuff with that. But this is an instance where this guy is truly a hero, because not only did he save himself, he probably saved some other people, saved some property, and did the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian, what did you think about this video?
Yeah, it's a great story. I love how when the robber came in, he was kind of polite. Like, he waited in line for the guy before him to go. Yeah, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna wait my turn to rob this place. But anyways, yeah, it's a great story. It's tough, because I've gone to shooting ranges before, and I've shot a gun, and like the first couple times I did it, like, it's scary. Like, a gun is a powerful thing. I mean, you can take somebody's life with a gun, so it's no joke. So just being able to, like, be in that instance and being able to shoot that guy accurately is just, I think, is amazing. And if it was me, like, I've actually thought about this before. If somebody comes into, like, where I work, or let's say we're having dinner or something at a restaurant, if somebody comes in trying to rob a place, like, I always think in my mind, like, oh, I'd love to be the hero and, like, save the day and be like, oh, Christian Lopez saves the day. But I think when I think about it, I think my survival instinct would kick in, and I think I'd run as quick as I could the other way. As soon as a gun came out, I'd be like, I'm gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people make assumptions about how they would react in a situation like that, but in that moment, your adrenaline is running, it's pumping, you don't really know how you're gonna react. So I don't know if I would even have the guts to shoot someone that is a real threat to me, right? Because the notion or the thought of me killing someone is extremely scary, even if that person is a threat. I think I'd probably find a way to get out of that situation if I could.
And then, I mean, if you did kill him, I mean, you got to live with that for the rest of your life. Who knows? That guy's probably going to have post-traumatic stress and just have dreams about killing somebody. It's tough.
It's certainly a traumatic situation. And the pharmacist actually told him, you know, I didn't want to do this. Why did you make me do this to you? So anyway, the pharmacist who did shoot him to defend himself is not facing any charges. So here's the personal question for the story. Have you ever been caught by either your parents or the police breaking the law, committing any type of crime? Christian, let me start with you.
I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of stories I could bring up, but one that came to mind as soon as I read this story.
There's a bunch of stories you can bring up.
You know, I mean, I wasn't a terrible kid, but I got into trouble. But there was this one story where I got caught shoplifting at Sports Authority. I stole like some, back in the day, I used to do a lot of bass fishing, so I stole some fishing lures, and I think I stole like a pair of batting gloves for baseball. It was like, in total, it was like $40-something worth. So when they caught me, they're like, we can't arrest you because it's not over like $50 or something, but we do have to call your parents and we're gonna ban you from the store. So I was like, shit. So I was like, all right, call my dad. Because my dad's one of the biggest softies. I can't remember my dad like spanking me once, like not even raising his voice. So I was like, yeah, call my dad. So I called my dad, and sure enough, my dad's like, what are you thinking? Like, you know I'm not gonna tell your mom. And I was like, yeah, that's why I called you. So anyways, a few weeks later, I get this note in the mail saying I have to pay a fine to Sports Authority, and my mom ended up finding out anyway. So she beat my ass once for shoplifting and another time for lying to her about it. So,
Oh my
and then she was
gosh.
pissed at my dad too.
The double whammy.
Yeah.
Dave, Rubin, what about you?
Well, Anna, I don't know of any real illegal things that I've done, but every time I come on the point, somehow I end up mentioning mushrooms, so that's where I'm going to go with this. One time, I was tripping on mushrooms at a friend's house in a park somewhere in Connecticut, and it was like 3 in the morning, and I was like seriously tripping, like 4 hours in, like peaking, like out of my mind. Literally, all we were doing was just wandering around a park. Not, you know, we weren't vandalizing.
Connecticut
you generally
sounds like
don't.
A terrible place.
Connecticut is very scary. You know, you don't on shrooms. You're not doing violent things generally. Literally, we were doing nothing. But cops found us in the park because I guess we weren't supposed to be in the park at 3 in the morning. And you know, when you're tripping, like your eyes are completely dilated. You know, your mind is beyond melted. And I remember standing there and the guy's talking to me like, you guys shouldn't be in the park this late. And I remember seeing like the emblem of the police thing on the car. It was kind of moving across the car and his face was zooming in and out. And I was seeing all this crazy, and I'm 99% sure he knew we were on something. He probably thought we were just stoned. But I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm going to jail for mushrooms or something. And of course, the guy was just like, just get out of the park.
Oh my God, the paranoia that I'd experience in that type of situation is, I don't know, indescribable.
And the lights,
I'd be so stressed out. I think I would turn myself in. I think I'd be like, I did mushrooms. Okay, fine, just handcuff me.
Where'd you get these mushrooms?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. That's
anyway, I actually, other than traffic violations, I haven't really gotten caught breaking the law, but I did come close at one point. So a few years ago, I took a trip to Portland, Oregon, and I went with my really good friend, and we bought tickets to a rave there. And so we took party favors with us. And
I'm sorry, what now? Like hats, like those hats, and
yeah, party favors that
make
you feel real good when you're listening to that EDM music. And so we were about to go through the security line, and usually when you go to these types of events, like they'll ask to look through your bag, and all you do is open it, they'll quickly look, and they'll move on. But they had cops there that were doing advanced pat-downs. And when I say advanced, they were feeling every part of your body to make sure that you weren't trying to smuggle party favors into the rave. And so there was this one overzealous female cop who was just like, she literally was looking down our bras, which I don't even know if that was legal, but I was scared for my life, right? And I think I had the party favors in my purse or something. So we got really close to the front of the line.
I like that you keep saying party favors. The party favors, yes.
The party favors.
Yes.
We consumed the party favors right before she started searching. And thankfully, we didn't get caught. But it would have been a serious offense. It wouldn't have been a joke. But anyway, I want to know whether or not you guys have ever taken party favors to a rave and almost got caught. Or maybe you have gotten caught. Tell us if you've ever broken any laws and gotten caught by any officials or your parents. We love hearing and reading your stories. So please comment in the section below. And as always, we will see you soon.